If you've recently watched Arcane or just simply wanted to play League before,
You've probably had someone tell you that 100% you shouldn't play the game, that it's just that toxic, that you shouldn't even get close to it. No mentally sane person should get close to it. You've probably heard the joke that it's the worst game in the world and you'll lose all of your friends and social skills if you even try to play it, which is, to be honest, it's gotten a bit stale at this point, so you have to figure something new out, guys, a new joke. But League is probably, in terms of ranked at least top five of the most toxic games in the world. And I like to disagree, and I'd like to explain my point of view on why and why you should play it. I used to be one of those people yelling like League is the most toxic game in existence. It's so disgusting how degenerate the players are. But for me that was simply a popular joke. I wanted to take part in it. I never thought that it's as toxic as people claim it is. I always thought it was a joke. And that's because to me it isn't. It never was. And League is genuinely the most fun game I've ever played. And I've had some of the funniest interactions with people on it, and I've met some of the funniest people on it. And this is proof of that. This is proof that I do enjoy playing the game.
Carena, mundo. تربح تربح.
And you might have noticed that all of those clips were from unranked games. They were from normal draft games, and I even sometimes go as far as to play ARAM, which in league terms is like cross-dressing. But this video isn't really meant to discredit the fun of playing ranked games. It's kind of saying that people that complain about League should just stop playing ranked. And I've been playing the game for 7 years now, which isn't like a short amount of time. I've been playing for so long. It's the longest game I've ever played. It's the most hours I've put in a game, probably. And in all of this time, I've probably only played like 40 ranked games. And those 40 ranked games were the most toxic games that I've ever played. I can remember most of them and how toxic the people in those games were. It's not like I'm not competitive. I am very competitive.
I'm too competitive.
I play ranked TFT, for example. I know that's not saying much, but I play ranked TFT. I used to play FIFA a lot, and FIFA is really competitive. I used to like have even tournaments with my friends, and it wasn't just playing for fun. I was competing, not like internationally or something, but I was trying to be better at the game. I was grinding to be better at the game, and I understand that some people enjoy playing ranked. I'm not saying that nobody should or nobody will. I do understand that some people enjoy grinding and just playing with people at the same level, and I do understand that ranking up and seeing how good you are does most of the time feel insanely good. But these are often the same people who say things, they say things in game that they wouldn't even dare to say behind a 20-meter thick wall in real life. They'd say the most heinous shit imaginable just to make you feel worse about yourself. And feed the cycle. You do it to the next person would do it to the next person, and so on and so on. And that's what makes the game so bad, so toxic. But in normals, that's not how it is. It's never how it is. My least toxic ranked game in those 40 that I've played is more toxic than all of the thousands of games I played in normal game mode. And I've never once deleted the game. I've never once stopped playing it or decided that I should get away from it because of how toxic it is, but it's affecting my mental. In fact, I do still to this day. I call my friends every single day. We get on. It's me and my two friends. We get on. We play just like a bunch of normal games. We have every single time. We have the time of our lives. We laugh so much. We have so much fun for gameplay. You can easily like say in terms of gameplay, the game is probably one of the best that's ever been made and will probably ever be made. You can test new builds, new items, new combinations of champions and runes, and it's not only infinitely fun to just theorize and try to find like strategies. There's also infinite numbers of combinations of things you can do due to the rapid patching and changing nature of the game. Every year, every season, at least like 50% of the game changes, making new builds, new tactics, new itemization possible, and creating fresh, fun ways to play. Even if you don't enjoy this kind of gameplay, you don't enjoy theorizing, you don't enjoy like testing out new stuff. If you prefer strategizing, figuring out like different or niche ways to win, you can do this. If you enjoy fast-paced games, you can simply pick like a burst champion, a burst mage, and just run around the map and try to one-shot everyone, which is what I do. I pick AP Malphite, and I just go around just ulting people into oblivion, and I have so much fun doing that. Like so much fun. If you enjoy like a slower pace, healing, shielding, assisting, tanking, practically anything you can think of, you can do in League. And the game deserves a lot of credit for that. Like everyone likes to say that people only play League because of addiction, that it's so addictive, they're so addicted to the game, but that's simply not true. Every single person I know, which is a lot of people that I know play League, everyone plays because it's simply just super fun to play, except for this one person that likes to play ranked, and he's the only person constantly complaining about the game and how bad it is. So in terms of gameplay, there's not much better you can find in the world. That's not the only part of it. The game's lore and story is more fleshed out than 90% of popular books and movie series out there. The world is full of amazing characters that are constantly being updated with like new stories and lore added. Full nations have their own like political and philosophical ideologies that are incredibly fun to explore due to the depth and effort that's been put into them. There are amazing comics, and obviously the series that is Arcane is the best that I've ever seen. Probably, I rank Arcane as the best series I've ever seen. You know, there's stories of betrayal, stories of love, conquest, solitude. You name it, you can find it in their world, and it's not just there to be there. It's fully fleshed out, or I wouldn't say fully fleshed out, but it's properly developed and it's still being developed to this day. And it's properly written that almost every champion has a captivating origin and relationship with other characters in the world that are not necessarily in the game. It's just these characters are simply exist in the lore only and still feel like such big parts of the game due to how good they're written. Their struggles, their hopes, their dreams, their sorrows, mistakes, ideologies, everything. The community, which is a pretty important part of the game, apart from ranked players and those 2% of unloved players, the normal player base is really funny. They're like probably the funniest community I've ever had the opportunity to play with in a game. They're very cool to play with most of the time. There's always banter in every game, but I wouldn't call it really toxicity. I just call it friendly banter, and it's really hilarious to keep up with. My friends and I still quote things that we've heard like 5-6 years ago in a game because of how funny it is. Like champion or not, sorry, summoner names that are very funny, that are puns on champion names or stuff like that that we still reference in our day-to-day talk to this day. That's a really fun part of the game. Also, it's fun interacting with people. I'm not really an online friends kind of guy. I personally enjoy like meeting people in real life and then maybe playing together after. But I know so many people that have gotten together and are now best friends, just have met randomly on League. There's also the esports scene that is undoubtedly the best in the world right now. It's the most popular. It's won every single award also. And whenever you watch it, it genuinely feels like something is on the line.
He's won before here, he's actually died. Oh, the guy ult! Take it out! El Sonias was good. Do they have the damage to get them down? Oh, he sniped him! He sniped him! Oh, yes! Oh, Baker, you're good! Sonias! He'll talk out here! They're dead! Baker's alive! Baker's alive! He's alive! He's alive! He's alive! He's alive! Oh, is he alive? How is he alive? How is he alive? Dude, I cannot believe it, Twitch. Can they end the top? Is Faker about to get a fifth trophy? Is he about to do it?
There are like countless tournaments of and competitions happening every month and every year, and I've never been into esports really. I've never had like that kind of enjoyment just watching, but still every time I decide to tune in, I feel so excited and so jittery, and it's unlike anything else I follow. I watch a lot of sports. I watch football a lot, and the only feeling that I can compare this to is whenever there's a World Cup, and that's it. That's how fun it feels to just watch and try to support your team. And the reason I support just T1 because of Faker, and that's really it. You can just pick something like that. It's not really tied to anything else.
Right? I'm like, even though I only have a man on the floor, I think he's in the bed. Oh, Faker may be in trouble here. Deathmark tries to clean it up for Ryu. Oh, look at the cleanse, look at the moves. Faker, what was that? Faker with a huge play, the Q.
And to put it simply, if you want to try the game, if you've ever thought about it and someone just says, no, you shouldn't because it's so toxic, you should probably just punch them in the nuts and play the game. It definitely isn't like perfect. It has its cons, it has its not so great moments, and it does take some time to get into and learn the basics and how to play the game, but eventually you will start having fun, and it's not even probably, it is one of the best games that has ever been made and will ever be made